Hi guys and welcome to my beautiful and mesmerizing channel. Today is day 34th out of 35th. Yes, I'm quite finishing this challenge here and I'm so happy, so proud of that. And today I'm gonna explain to you why everything they have said about learning a language is actually a big bullshit. Yes, it's a big bullshit. I think that definitely you don't need books, you don't need all those stuff to learn a language. It's not necessary because when you're young and you go to school, actually they teach you with the books with plenty of grammar rules which I think they are just useless. And probably yes, it's definitely right to introduce the grammar into the language, but if you introduce the grammar into the language at the beginning of your journey, then you would experiment probably, have some bad experiences with your language. That's because you could not demand to yourself to learn a language without even knowing the sound, knowing all those things that are much more important. So first thing, if you're an English learner and you want to talk English very well, like I do, you can probably start to listening podcast, even if you don't understand everything, is 100 ways better than wasting all your time on grammar books and on grammar vocabulary. That's because when you talk with someone, when you are learning a new language, you could not when you talk you could not reason about, oh my god, I have to translate this thing, and what is the grammar rule, what's the grammar rule, what can I say, blah blah. You cannot stay there because when you talk a language, you actually stay in a statement of flow, so you don't have to think about uh, you know you don't have to think about the grammar rules and all those stuff. It's actually a waste of time. So yes, what you're gonna do is just to listen a lot of podcasts and talk with native speakers. If you don't know native speakers in your area, you could practice with ChatGPT, which is right now I think the most useful tool that you could use. I think it's better than a teacher, but we cannot say that. That's because then they will be all replaced by AI, but that's a sad but true. And yes, but anyway, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think that the teacher brings a valuable role in society, and yes, is cool. I think it's cool, but I think that all the methods that they teach you at school, they are just wrong. They are just kind of wrong. They never worked out for me. When I learn, if here I'm talking English, that's because of me. That's because of me. That's not because of school. School doesn't prepare me to English, to learn English. I was kicked out from school with high school diploma. Yes, I was kicked out. That's because I was a mess, but I was mesmerizing, but also a mess. I'm like a Tony Stark person. Like yeah, so just like yeah, like a chaos in my mind, and yes, as a result, I think that, in my personal opinion, I think that the schools method doesn't work out. I mean, yes, you could probably learn something like some grammar rule, so how to say hello. My name is Gaetano and blah blah, all those stuff. Yes, it's right. Cool, I think, but then no, no, English school doesn't teach you anything. Just like this is the truth, actually. So, what you have to do is, as I just say, firstly to listen podcast. So important if you want to perform the pronunciation, because pronunciation is so fucking crucial for English. is so fucking crucial for English. That's it's all based on pronunciation. If I say something like I don't know, I was talking with one of my friends, which is who is a native speaker, and then remember to correct yourself when you make mistake. Remember always to correct yourself. I mean, it's not a problem to make mistake, but correct yourself then, and so we were talking about stuff when I saw a bird, and they say, "Oh, look at that pigeon," and he doesn't understand. That's because the right pronunciation is pigeon, pigeon. So you have to you have really to perform your pronunciation. That's because if you have a bad pronunciation but you also speak a good English, the native speaker will not able to understand you. Otherwise, they just know your native language and probably they could capture something, they could catch something. But it's kind of tough if you don't have nice pronunciation. So when it's about English, it's important the pronunciation. Remember that it's very important. And if you wanted to enhance your pronunciation, you have to listen a lot of podcasts, hours and hours in your head. It's not important that you understand something. You could not understand also anything of that. But what is important is that you have in your ears, and then and then it will become so natural just to talk English. I mean, it's so natural. You will talk English also in your head. I mean, also when you reason, you will start to talk English in your head, even better than your native language sometimes. I mean, it's not that you are losing your native language skills probably, but you are just performing, you are enhancing, you are improving your language, just your language. So it's really important that you do this. Then what you have to do is just to speak. Yes, guys, speak. Second thing, you have to speak. If you really want to enhance your English, you have to speak. If you don't speak, then you will be stuck and you will be afraid all the time when you speak. I mean, it's normal at the beginning that you're afraid to speak. That's because probably your language sucks. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, probably sucks, but it's normal that sucks at the beginning. I mean, it's just part of the of the process. When you're starting to learn a new language, you have to think about. When I was a kid, when I was starting to learn my native language, I wasn't good at all. I was just repeating what my mom or my tutor anyway, who was saying. I was just used to that, just to repeat what the native speaker say, and we have to do the same. I mean, it's like to raise a kid. It's like to raise a kid. When you probably my Italian has 21 years old, but my English has something like 2 years old. It's just a baby of 2 years old because I'm diving into English. Just I've just dived into English just some year ago probably, but then I've stopped. Then I've continued. I've keep up to study, but then I've stopped again. So yes, guys, you have to practice every day with the language. You have to keep the language alive. Or your language, you have to keep them alive if you really want to keep them stuck into your head, so it all becomes so fluent, so easy then to also to speak and to talk. But I think then today is so crucial that we at least learn languages like English, because when you have to travel, when you have to go outside, you could not stay all the time with translator in your head, in your in in your hand. You cannot have translator in your head all the time and going there like a robot. Is not even funny. Then everything becomes really stressful and also annoying. So it's better that you learn the language if you want to travel, and then just travel with more freedom. You're not afraid to speak, you're not afraid to talk, and then everything becomes so easy to do the stuffs. So to sum up, what you have to do is firstly to listen a lot of podcasts and TV shows, TV shows, yes, probably are important, but you don't have to understand TV shows. It's better podcast, because when it's about learning a new language, you have to just see how native and speakers actually talk. I mean, when we watch the movie, it's not how we speak, how we talk. When I also see an Italian movie, which is my native language, it's not the way I speak every day. I mean, it's not that the way. It's different. And if you want to see how native speaker speaks, talk, um, like every day, like everyday speech, then you have to watch the podcast, listen the podcast, and that's it. Firstly, secondly, then you have to repeat. It's actually called this technique is actually called shadowing. So you have to repeat what they are saying. Just repeat, like the bird. I don't know, like papagallo. I don't know how it's said in English. That bird, and yes, that's it. That's what you have to do, and those are the first things. Then when your English becomes really advanced, then you could perform grammar, but you could not start with grammar. Imagine a baby, just a baby, just a 1 year old baby, or a baby of something that has some months, or 2 years old. You start you take the book, and you, I don't know, you just read the book of grammar to a baby of 1 year old. No, probably no. You just speak with him, and he just repeat what you're saying, and you just have to do the same thing if you want to enhance, improve your language. So guys, that's it. School has said yes, a lot of bullshit at you. That's the truth. And yes, if you want to perform this your language, just follow these tricks. These are so important. And last one, this is also vital, that you also, try to the another technique, which is cramming. Cramming is basically an anti-grammar thing. That's because yes, there you use actually proper grammar, but you don't have to think about. I mean, when you listen to a native speaker, just repeat the common phrases that they use, and I don't know, at a coffee shop or at a bar, and at in all those environments, and they just use the proper grammar, and you don't have to think if I have to use, oh my God, I have to use might, I have to use may, I have to use do, I have to use does. No, because you actually memorize the words record into your brain, so you don't have even to think about the grammar. So this is the cramming. Cramming is about to take a phrase and take the phrase for you, just doing yours. So guys, I hope this video helped you, and we see in another video with me, with my English channel, and I know probably I'm just doing something else, we will see, but we are doing big thing here. I just believe that. We see in another video. Bye bye guys, love you.